A moment this family in Coventry thought might not happen. 79-year-old Layloma Hafizzi returned to her children and grandchildren after weeks stuck in Afghanistan, where she had travelled for a family funeral. Her first tearful reunion was with daughter Fariba.
It was so emotional, overwhelmed with emotions. She was crying, she was hugging me so tight.
But soon the tears were not just of happiness, as Layloma described her 2-hour ordeal at the gates of Kabul airport. Her words were translated by Fariba.
They had to fight their way through the crowd in order to get to the barrier. And she got knocked by someone, like a punch, unexpected punch hit her right on the chest. She felt a deep pain and she was unconscious after that. My cousin put her on his back and dragged her along on his back all the way to the barrier. She said she felt like I was on the verge of dying. I didn't think I would make it through.
Layloma did make it through, but so many others are still trapped, with hundreds gathering at the doors of this charity in Feltham to try to seek help for family members, scared that the government's only option now is to deal with the Taliban.
We've had direct assurances from the Taliban that will allow people, British nationals, but also Afghans who want to leave. And overnight, Britain, working with the US and with France, secured a UN Security Council resolution requiring that of the Taliban. But look, we're very sceptical. We will have to test the Taliban.
One former advisor is also sceptical, but says ministers need the Taliban to tackle a new terror threat.
I think the West has to be willing to hit ISIS targets if we had good intelligence, but we should be trying to do that in cooperation with the Taliban, however bizarre that seems.
Cooperation with the Taliban is hard to take for the Hafizzi family, who fled the group over 2 decades ago after their father, a tailor, was beaten for making clothes for women, an experience that makes them fear for those left behind this time.
For the past 10 days, I was quarantined. My mind, my soul, my heart, everything was back in Afghanistan. I couldn't stop worrying and fearing and, crying and tearing for those people who are still stranded and stuck in Afghanistan. It's almost like history repeating itself.
But this time round, the West is not prepared to intervene as forcefully. Anushka Astana, News at 10.